When it comes to dive watches from storied Swiss brands, some of the first to come to mind will be the Rolex Submariner or the Omega Seamaster. But one of the other watches that is coming to the top of this list more and more is the Breitling SuperOcean. While Breitling is known for their aviation timepieces, the SuperOcean is no fish out of water. As Evan from the You're Terrific YouTube channel said, the SuperOcean is super nice. I'd like to quickly thank Saltzman's Watches for sending in this watch for review. If you like this watch and want to pick one up, check out the contact info in the description for a special price. No compensation is being offered for this review. Let's get back to it. The SuperOcean 42 comes in at, you guessed it, 42 millimeters wide. The thickness is 13.3 millimeters, which is somewhat insane for a 500-meter dive watch. However, it's no slouch when it comes to wrist presence, with a lug-to-lug of 50.6 millimeters. That case thickness gets slightly thinner with a wrist-to-crystal measurement of only 12 millimeters. This is thanks to the aggressively turned down lugs and almost completely flat case back. The rest of the dimensions are close to the Tudor Pelagos. I feel the SuperOcean 42 wears a lot like the Pelagos, but better. It makes me wonder why the sister brand to Rolex hasn't found a way to thin out their flagship 500-meter dive watch, and I'm not counting the new FXD. If there is one word to categorize the aesthetics of the SuperOcean 42, it would be aggressive. It's about as in-your-face as a watch can get without being offensive. The extra-large Arabic numerals, paired with an always brightly shining applied Breitling logo, makes the SuperOcean look like it has something to prove. In a way, it does. Its main competition is the aforementioned Tudor Pelagos, followed by practically every other dive watch with Swiss made on the dial. Breitling have found ways to make it stand out, like the dial elements I just described, and what is sure to be another point of contention, the bracelet. What looks like a traditional oyster bracelet at first glance is actually an angled 3-link design. No, your eyes are not playing tricks on you, the links are all angled slightly. While it seems a little strange, it somehow works. It fits the watch perfectly and complements the non-numeral markers on the dial. I do wish Breitling had put a little more thought into the clasp. It's a nice clasp and perfectly functional, but compared to the rest of the watch, it's boring. With that said, I don't stare at the clasp while I'm wearing my watches, and the face of the SuperOcean 42 sure is a looker. I've said quite a bit about the dial, but there's more going on with the face of the SuperOcean than just the dial. The stainless steel bezel features matching blue inlay with raised numerals and markers. It's an interesting effect as the numerals and markers can either disappear completely or shine brightly depending on how you angle your wrist when looking at the watch. While I wouldn't mind a fully loomed bezel, or even more lume than just the pip, I can't complain. The style of the bezel, once again, fits in perfectly with the overall aesthetic of the watch as the raised numerals feel like an extension of the dial's numerals. The bezel action itself is solid and exactly what I would expect from Breitling. Give a listen to the 120 clicks. If you haven't noticed, the AR coating on the SuperOcean is on another level. When filming this review, I often hand one of my lights directly over the dial, and you can barely see it. There are very few watches I have seen with AR coating this good. It cuts the reflections down so much that you often feel the crystal isn't even there. The domed crystal aids in this effect and helps keep the watch readable at most angles. It isn't quite as good as a flat sapphire, but it's pretty close. I had lofty expectations for the SuperOcean when I first received it for review. It is a watch I've heard a lot about, and I'm sure it is one of Breitling's most popular models. I'll be honest in saying I was also expecting to be let down because of all that hype. Thankfully, I wasn't. It lived up to what I wanted this watch to be. For a 500-meter dive watch, it is relatively thin, wears extremely well, and has that aggressive styling I've been talking about. Anyone in the know will be able to spot it from a mile away and know immediately it's a SuperOcean. If you're looking for a dive watch from one of the big Swiss brands and find the Pelagos, Submariner, or Seamaster too boring, the SuperOcean is sure not to let you down. Thanks for checking out the video review of the Breitling SuperOcean 42. For more reviews, check out watchclicker.com. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe.